welcome back to another personal development series video. Today, I'm just kind of gonna be rambling a bit about sleep. I honestly wasn't not really prepared for this video. I have quite a few ideas of things to talk about, um, but none of them really sounded good today to talk about. And then now, of course, I'm kind of questioning why I started doing this again. Because before, I was reading books and I was listening to podcasts and I had things to go off of, brought me more ideas. And lately, I haven't been doing that. And so now I'm like, what am I even doing? The whole reason I wanted to restart this was a few months ago. I wasn't really working on myself at all. And I thought it would be encouragement, which hopefully it is. This is the second one back, third one back. I don't even know where I'm at now. I think the third one back. So, I'm still just starting out again, and yeah, I don't know. And now I don't know, I just need to do something with my hands, so I'm playing with the hair thing. Um, so it's very common that I don't sleep very well. It's super common. I really remember not sleeping well since I was probably 15 or so. So I have different problems, struggles. It's really common that it takes me a long time to fall asleep. In high school, it's legitimately at least an hour every night for me to fall asleep. Hour and a half. I've spent up to the longest I remember with trying to fall asleep, or sometimes I'd sit up and read and just try to relax and sleep, is 6 hours. I've literally spent 6 hours trying to get myself to fall asleep before. Um, and then there's sometimes where I fall asleep in 10 minutes and it's just no problem. And those are really weird, but it happens. So it's something that I've learned some about, using lavender oils. It's a reason why I always go back to stretching before bed, because that definitely helps. Meditating can help too. I have on occasion been able to read before bed and fall asleep that way, but that's not really common. Usually I end up waking up and getting really invested in the story, and then I just crash at 3 o'clock when I can't keep my eyes open anymore, and that's when I literally wake up in the morning with my lights are still on and the book is somewhere. Um, so I don't do that. I do usually stretch, and I have a sleep oil, and I have a light. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but whatever. I have a light that has a sunrise and sunset function, so it when the alarm goes off, it slowly lights up before that. Not that I'm awake. And then I can set it to dim for, I usually do 20 or 30 minutes, so the light's kind of slowly going down, and it mimics the sunset, kind of, to fall asleep. So there's definitely things I do to try to help, but I still regularly struggle. So the last couple of weeks, the last month, I've been back to an hour at least to fall asleep. But the last couple weeks, I've been having these intense dreams, and I don't usually remember my dreams, and I kind of don't remember them now anymore. But I wake up remembering them, and just being tired. And definitely a factor of my sleep is my lack of exercise, my terrible dietary habits. These are factors as well, not having a really set sleep schedule. Because sometimes last night I went to bed at 10:30, I was done, and then some nights I'm wide awake and I don't go to bed until almost 1, because I'm just wide awake. And I'm well, if I'm gonna be so awake, I'm definitely not gonna be able to sleep. Maybe I could try, but I don't, and so I just stay awake and do stuff. So those are all things. So what I'm trying to do is I do need to learn some more about sleep and things that help sleep, and sleep cycles. And there's some things too, last night I probably slept 9 hours. I still woke up so tired and I didn't want to get out of bed. Honestly, I feel the best amount of sleep for me is about 6.5 to 7 hours, and maybe more 7 is better. And I can function on less sleep for a couple of days, but then I need more. But I feel if I get more hours, when I get 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep, I'm just more tired. And so yeah, I kind of have to find that happy medium and learn about that, and learn things that help you sleep, help you stay asleep through the night. Even sleep schedules, like figuring out like how long is a good amount of time to sleep, when's a good time for you to go to bed, when's a good time for you to wake up, what's the best way of waking up, is also a good one, because I feel like with alarms, or like I have an app that I use where you have like different tasks that you can accomplish, and so I have to like type in like a series of letters and numbers in the exact same way, or match. I think I have like 12 cards, and so it's like a matching game. So like that, or like math problems. And so that actually does help, but I still usually just fall back asleep because I'm like, I don't want to get up yet. So I want to learn more about sleep. But what I did last night that I think was actually helpful for me falling asleep. So I usually sleep with these lights on. Ever since we moved here, and I set these up right when we moved, I've started sleeping with my door closed, which I didn't used to do. I used to always have it cracked for the cat, but he's adjusted. And I started sleeping with these on. I don't know, something about this house just kind of freaked me out at first, I guess. And all other people in the house and the noises, and the HVAC system like creaks right out there, and there's like a thing up into the attic right there too, and there was enough going on, that I didn't like it. So I started sleeping with these on and my door closed. And then I just kind of been noticing like it's not any brighter than it used to be, but it feels brighter to me lately. And so last night I slept with these off. I think that actually helped me fall asleep too, which was good. And it's good for electricity. So, there's that. Not that our power bills very much, but every penny counts, I guess. And then also what I do right now is I do fall asleep to a movie, and I regularly go back to this. I regularly go back to falling asleep to a movie, because if I'm actually usually like watching a movie, especially if it's one that I've seen a million times, honestly, I usually go back to Frozen. I fall asleep the best of Frozen, but I kind of get tired of it after a couple of weeks. Um, if I'm like just legit just like watching it, I can fall asleep in like 10 minutes. But if I'm in like a headspace where I don't want to watch it, then I just won't pay attention, like roll over, and then my brain goes crazy, and then I'm up forever. So I think what I'm gonna start doing, because right now I'm in a space where I'm not paying attention to the movie that I'm watching, I'm gonna stop watching a movie to fall asleep. And then, when it gets to a point where like I feel like it could benefit me, like then I'll do it. But I think instead of doing that out of habit, I will just utilize watching a movie to fall asleep when I think it could actually be beneficial to me to help me fall asleep, versus just like always having it on because I always have it on. So that's another thing. Sometimes I've like put on music. I know like some apps have a timer, and they'll stop playing after like 30 minutes or an hour. So I might try that. But I think I want to try more like meditating to sleep. I am not, that's kind of helped me sometimes just to focus on my breath, but sometimes I've been too distracted with trying to not be distracted with my thoughts that it hasn't been helpful. So I might try that. But I do want to learn more about sleep and like how to sleep, and learning your sleep cycle and what your body functions on. And so I think I want to start there, and then maybe start implementing some things. And it obviously may be more than just my sleep or what I do right before bed. Because, like, honestly, if I eat like a whole bunch of ice cream, I'm probably just not going to sleep very well in general. Even though I'm so used to ice cream and I don't get sugar rushes, because I legit don't, it's still not good for me. So I think that needs, I think there might be more changes than just, what I do before I go to bed. So I don't know if this is necessarily like a great video, but it's really just the last few days I've noticed it's something that I need to work on, because I've just kind of been going through this cycle for, what if I started when I was 15, like 13 years now. Um, and I really just like, I've learned some stuff, but I'm really just kind of at like the whim of my brain in the evening, and I'd rather not be, and have maybe some more tools or techniques, or have a really good routine that I can stick with that like does help me sleep. I think maybe a little bit of the issue right now is I have been stretching every night before bed, but I put it up on Instagram, because I'm doing a 30-day stretching challenge, and so then I'm on my phone for like 15-20 minutes before I go to bed. And so that could also be part of it too. Like I don't stay in that like relaxed space from stretching. So maybe I need to do my Insta story challenge like earlier in the evening and then do my own chill stretching before I go to bed. Because it actually really does help me calm down. So I think I need to do that a little bit differently right now too. So yeah, just some thoughts and ideas. And I'll do some research and see what I learn and how it goes, and then we'll have a follow up in a few weeks. Um, with I don't know anything I learned and hopefully some things that help. So if you have any recommendations, any like sleeping tips, or I know there's quite a few like books on it as well. Any good books out there, that would be great. I'm definitely all ears at the moment because I don't really want to be at the whim of my mind and whatever sleep cycle I happen to be on for the rest of my life, because sure I can survive, but like it's not always great. I don't really like waking up super tired and like being tired all morning and then like being tired again in the afternoon, and I just don't like it. And maybe this is way more like a full on lifestyle change. Which I'm not opposed to, and honestly, I've spent about the same amount of time working on that as well. But we're just gonna start with sleep because that we're just gonna start with sleep because so that's it for today. Hopefully this wasn't too much. It was just kind of talking about me, but that's kind of I guess what these videos are too, to an extent. So that's it for today, and I will see you guys next week, and I will update you in a few weeks and see what's going on. So yeah, okay, bye, have a good day.